Welcome Yasser, Akram, Mohammed, Abdulrahman, Ahmed, Ziad, and Abdullah. We are building a 9-part mind map, starting with Node 1, Interactive Content. Digital interaction is an active dialogue measured through 4 levels: limited operational control, cognitive processing, navigational freedom, and full real-time interaction. Yasser, let's test that. If we drop a learner into a highly realistic virtual lab simulation where they conduct experiments in real time, which level are they at? That is level 4, full interaction. True interaction pushes the learner out of the passenger seat. By making active decisions within a simulated reality, the learner moves from a passive receiver to a navigator of their own education. Node 2, Theoretical Foundations. Sweller's cognitive load theory states the brain has limited capacity. We filter extraneous load, unnecessary clutter, to handle intrinsic load. Akram, does extraneous load come from difficult material? No. Design friction causes extraneous load. Intrinsic load is the material's inherent complexity. To manage this mental effort, we use the 5-step ADDIE model. The process begins with the analysis phase to define exactly what needs to be solved. Mohammed, a quick scenario. If you are identifying the gap between a student's current skills and your learning target, which phase of ADDIE are you in? That is the analysis phase. By mapping this skill gap early, we align the content with the learner's existing knowledge. This systematic blueprint ensures the final product respects the brain's processing limits before a digital interface is ever built. For our third node, we examine interactive video. We use strategic pause points for assessment, configuring them as mandatory or optional. Abdulrahman, to measure critical final outcomes, which type is required? A mandatory pause ensures the learner interacts before the video continues. Node 4 focuses on the distinction between user interface, the UI, and user experience, the UX. UI is the visual surface, including buttons and colors, while UX is the learner's overall journey and efficiency. Ahmed, if a designer changes a next button's color to make its function clearer, is that a UI or a UX update? It is a UI change that ultimately serves the UX by easing the learner's navigation. A visually polished interface fails its purpose if the underlying UX architecture prevents the learner from reaching their educational objectives smoothly. Note number 5 tackles quality. In Saudi Arabia, the NELC standards for scientific, design, and technical quality, including accessibility, ensure that content remains a measurable and effective educational tool. Ziad, if we use AI to identify compatibility issues for users with disabilities, which NELC standard are we fulfilling? That falls directly under technical quality and accessibility. These rigorous quality standards transform a simple presentation into a reliable, equitable platform for learning. For our 6th node, we select our authoring tools. This involves a 3-step process: search the market, explore the features, and select the software that best meets the learning needs. One powerful output is digital game-based learning. Games drive intrinsic motivation, but for a game to function educationally, we must apply the ADDIE model. Abdallah, what step catches technical errors? Formative evaluation allows us to refine the game through testing before the final launch. Gamification only succeeds when authoring tools are anchored by this continuous evaluation. This ensures the game actually teaches the material rather than just providing entertainment. Our final node covers intellectual property. We must distinguish between temporary financial rights and permanent moral rights. Yasser Mohammed, is it legal to distort an interactive work 70 years after the author's death when financial rights expire? The answer is no. Moral rights are eternal. They protect the author's legacy from distortion, even after the financial rights have expired. That completes our map. Congratulations to each of you on finishing this comprehensive review. Rigorous instructional design is the result of a deliberate process. It is a blend between cognitive psychology and digital art. Good luck on your exams.